Welcome back, everybody, to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast. It's been a hot minute. We took a little break from things. There was a lot of stuff going on with the holidays, even before the holidays. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. I got busy and didn't have the time to dedicate that I really needed to. But we are starting the year off, and we're starting the year off really, really well. I'm happy with our guest today. I'm really excited for you guys to get to talk to her and meet her. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we are back. We are back doing the show. The show is for U.S. manufacturers, talking about U.S. manufacturing, why that's important, how it makes a difference, the who, what, where, when, how, all those things. We are not going to talk data points, and we're not going to talk about charts and graphs and exactly how you did certain jobs. What we want to talk about is the people behind the industry, the people that make a difference, the people that move manufacturing forward. U.S. manufacturing matters, and it matters for a lot of reasons. And throughout the year, every week, we're going to talk to people that help push that narrative forward. So we've got some shows coming up. I'm going to share those with you right now. January 21st, my friend Adrian from Informal Markets. They're the people that put on MD&M West. And all the medical device shows and things like that. So she's going to be joining us January 21st. That's next week to talk about MD&M West, what's coming up, what that looks like, and why you want to be there and be a part of it. Larry Spellman from JH Bots, one of my friends from the TMA. He is also on the board of directors. He'll be joining us on the 28th. And then February 4th, we're going to be off again. I know it's like we just started, but I will be at MD&M West as part of the News and Brews crew. We will be doing interviews nonstop that week. So we're going to be talking to industry insiders, the people on the floor, about what they're doing, why they're there, what their companies do, what they're looking for, all those sorts of things. So join us for that. And then February 11th, Jess Wright. She is also old friend from the TMA. Not old. I can't say women are old. She's not old. Jess Wright from 360 MEP will be joining me. That's something I've been looking forward to for a while, and things just haven't worked out. So that's what the upcoming schedule looks like. I'm excited for it. If you like the show, if you've missed the show, do me a favor, subscribe to it, whether that's on LinkedIn, whether that's on YouTube, Facebook, wherever that is. Get the notifications, like it, share it, do all of those things, because we want to continue to tell the stories of U.S. manufacturers. If you're a coffee drinker, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. If you are a coffee drinker, check out our friends at shopfloorcoffee.com. They will also be at MD&M West handing out coffee. It is, it's quality. And if you like your team, give them quality coffee so they do quality work. You can get a coupon code ALL10. Just go to shopfloorcoffee.com. And last but not least is the thing I keep talking about. It is MD&M West, not the Bible recap. You can do the Bible recap with us also if you would like to. But MD&M West is coming up February 3rd through the 5th in Anaheim, California. It is where all the manufacturing leaders are going to be. All the the medical manufacturing leaders and companies, whether that's plastics, packaging, whatever that looks like. They're going to have discussions and forums and all kinds of things coming together in one location. So you don't have to go all over the place. You don't have to go to all these different trade shows. You come to one trade show and you find everything that you're looking for at MD&M West. If you are thinking about going, but you don't want to pay the money, I got good news for you. All you have to do is enter the code NBT26 and you get free entry into MD&M West, as well as a discount and some of the other things that they have going on. So come see us at MD&M West. I will be at the News and Brews crew, and I look forward to seeing you there. It will be amazing to talk with all of you and see what it is that you have going on, because that's what it's all about, right? Like manufacturing is kicking off and growing incredibly. So join us for all those things. And I look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's what we have going on right now. I'm trying to keep that opening short and sweet now, because sometimes I noticed it got way too long. So we are going to jump right into things. I have a guest that I met on LinkedIn. We talked for the first time, like actually spoke like with words and audio for the first time today. Natalie Macias is joining us from the shop classroom, from the classroom shop, or what is the shop classroom, the classroom shop? Which one is that?
We call it the annex, but it is just our classroom shop.
The annex. Well, welcome to the show. I'm glad that you said yes to coming on with us, and you get to be the first guest of 2026.
It's my pleasure to be here, honestly. And it's also a big kickoff for this year. I mean, I'm also planning to go to MD&M West. So there's a lot of things coming and planning out so far. And, a lot of things on our end here as well that we're planning to do this coming year.
That's awesome. So, what will you be doing at MD&M West? Just walking the show, seeing what's going on, or you have specific tasks?
Well, at MD&M West, I do know of my some fellow peers and connections that will be there. So I am looking to finally connect with some other peers that are going. I'm looking at the different technological sectors, and if the coordination goes on well, bringing some students from some peers that are looking to go into the medical and engineering field here, that'll also be going hopefully through the student summit. So we're working on that at the moment, but it's definitely going to be something we're all looking forward to, and to see how people are actually doing in the medical and manufacturing area there at MD&M West.
It's it's awesome that you're looking to bring more students to see what's actually going on, because I think you get a totally different perspective. You can sit in the classroom and they can talk to you about what manufacturing is and what that looks like and what kind of businesses are out there. But the reality is you don't know until you step into that space.
And absolutely, I would like to agree with that. I mean, the past, I want to say 2 years, I've been a recent attendance for West Tech here. That was also at the Anaheim Convention Center this past year, actually. And it's really different from seeing and speaking, all the textbook knowledge of what manufacturing really is, and actually seeing it up front, the people who are doing manufacturing, who are doing this in different industries. I mean, at West Tech, we saw from different aerospace companies, the different dyes of prints, and from all over the world. And honestly, it's a really good experience, I will say, for any high school, college students that are looking to see what the manufacturing industry is really about.
Yeah. So you got to tell me about you, because yesterday when we were messaging back and forth, was the first time I realized that you were still a senior in high school. How are you getting yourself out there, and why is this so important to you? But I guess before we get there, who is Natalie? Like, what's going on in your life?
Well, me, I'm inspiring to be an engineer coming up. I'm finally applying to colleges, specifically going into the industrial and mechanical area of engineering. So, depending where I'm heading is kind of to see where I'm going to narrow down my scope. Beyond college, I'm looking to further delve myself into the manufacturing industry. For the past 4 years, I've integrated myself through talking at different events, going to these trade shows to really learn what manufacturing is and where do I feel I belong within engineering. I've sort of gotten like the love for engineering starting probably earlier on. Middle school, we'd all do these different sorts of technical events. I mean, I was pretty much a nerd, so it kind of delved from there. Knowing, starting off my year, I joined a first robotics team. I was part of the first tech challenge, so that was the first time I managed a big project. That same year, I managed an interdisciplinary project within a video game company, which was part to help further develop agile principles with some other students, especially since it's our first year. So, really get that coordinating system to continue on. The following year, I was also, so a big rhythm with me. I'm a project manager at heart. So, pretty much a leader right there. The following years, as well, has been more interdisciplinary projects. Last year was a mock mission to Mars. So going on through there, I actually helped build an autonomous robot train to mimic roving through the terrains of Mars and looking for terraforming and things of that sort. And this year, I am the CEO of Arcturus Industries. We are a company under the CARPA initiative. Our teacher was a former DARPA employee, research and development. So he modeled that after to create CARPA, named after, well, we would like to say after himself, but it's the California Academy of Mathematics and Science. So through this project, each year we have a different challenge that's supposed to mimic what it is like to actually have some sort of technological assignment tasked to us. And this year it was an ornithopter. Um, Basically, in a short, sweet note, it's to build a robotic bird, something that Da Vinci couldn't even do himself. So we're really tasked with the problem at hand, and I'm in charge to making sure we actually reach there.
That's a lot of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I know high school kids that have a hard time like just getting out of bed and making it to school on time. Where do you find the drive to do all these to do as much as you're doing with as much gumption and passion that you have?
I think it's that once you find that spark within you, like something that you really love, something that really drives you, it just keeps going. Like it's to the point where you don't want to stop and you're trying to do the most you can. I mean, I myself have, well, I'm looking to finally finish starting, but a program where we could get more students to get the research, the in front model of what it actually is to be within these industries. I mean, I feel like one thing I lacked when I started all this was a role model to
Mm,
actually look to, who is doing this, what do they look like? And that's like a lot of things that I've talked before in previous podcasts. We love seeing who's the people actually doing the work and what it actually means to be within the industry, not just what you do, but who are the people actually doing it.
yeah.
And that's something that I personally wanted to put myself in the position to do, to see that any other students, any other person who really wants to do and is passionate about what they're doing, whether it's just something STEM related or specifically manufacturing, that anything is possible once you start putting yourself out there, and there's people out there who are willing to help.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's been a big strive and goal for my personal mission. And I mean, I've made a lot of friends along the way. I've been on platforms I didn't even think I was going to be on before, just with my love. And it's not something like, doing it for, to get it out there for college. I will say I hardly wrote a lot about that. It was a lot more about what my love was for manufacturing.
Yeah.
And honestly, once
Okay, you froze a little bit. We'll see if that comes back. If not, you just bounce out and come back in, and we'll let you back in. But I think it's. I'm just gonna say I think it's so awesome to see a student that is taking ownership of their own life and their own ambitions and their goals, and wanting to step into something that's new and unique uh, in a big way. So I'm looking forward to digging more into that. So I know you didn't hear what I just said, and I was just like spending some time there. I just think it's so amazing to find somebody, not even just a student, who knows what they want and wants to go after it, and is not, afraid of the hard work or the situation and what that looks like. What is it about manufacturing and engineering specifically that got your attention? I mean, I know you say that you are a nerd. I don't know what that means exactly, but uh, that just means that you're gonna be rich one day, because that's what tends to happen. But what is it about engineering and the manufacturing space that gets you so excited and amped up? I mean, you said once you know what you want to do, it's not hard. Why this?
I think it's because it's something that's really tangible. I mean, you start off with like an idea, sometimes a crazy idea, and everything that's available in the field, like once you know what you need, like those components, like you could actually bring that to life. I mean, it's like a machining itself. Like you start off with a block of aluminum, you put it on a lathe, and you have, wow, this really cool part. You see it start from beginning to end. And I feel like I kind of fell in love with the process.
Hmm.
Seeing something start from honestly some mere words on a paper or a technical drawing sheet, and it actually comes out to this physical product you could be a part of. And this goes on to a lot of future things in the field, whether it's medical devices that you saw probably help dozens people, or you see your part machine and it's a part of something extraordinary, like some sort of new electrical car or some flying car that's probably in the works already or has been done. It's seeing things come to the final product, and I feel like knowing that I could be a part of something like that and contribute has really been my strongest motivation so far.
That's great, and I think you're right that kids, people like building things. They like seeing the progress of things. I mean, that's why Lego is so big, right? You just get this box of parts, and at the end, you've got a toy or a building or whatever that thing is, and people will just sit there and build it and build it and build it. Now, imagine if you just had the idea and you were able to build the thing that you have an idea for. That's amazing. Do you find that a lot of your peers and people in your classes have that same kind of passion coming up?
I feel like with the people I'm surrounded with, we all have a lot of different passions and a lot of different areas. I will say that out of my peers, I do feel like I'm the only one that's the most manufacturing crazy enthusiast. But we have programmers who's starting this whole new way of facial recognition technology that
Mm.
they've first started. Personal projects, robots. I mean, one of my classmates, peers, she built one of the first model birds that actually inspired us to take this project. So we have a lot of big thinkers in my classroom and peers who want to do it, especially with what they want to do in the future. I mean, the whole point of what we do right now is to prepare the future aspiring engineers of you probably going to have in the future company or even running the company some people might work for in the future. And us being able to set ourselves in this environment to know, like, we have to work as a team, we have to lead as a team. In a good team, each person has to be a leader, and
Mm.
that's what we're starting right here in this classroom. And we're all going to go off to wherever we want to afterwards, whether it may be a startup or university or wherever they want to go. It's that they leave with that, that sense that I did this before and I could keep pushing to do it.
Yeah. And so when you're looking at those things and you're saying, what do I want to do next with my life? Where do I want to go to school? Do I want to go get a job? What are the things that are drawing your attention? Are you looking of finding a university that you want to go to, get involved, learn more of the engineering, the disciplines, the leadership side of things? Or are you like, I don't want to do that. I just want to get to work?
I'm on the side of both. I'm deciding
Yeah.
my college based on where the most jobs for engineering are available. So um, I'm a much more hands-on person. I feel like once I learn something, I have to do it for me to truly understand what it is. If not, it's going to go through one ear and might slip the other.
Yeah.
So honestly, for me, it's been, having a mix of that hands-on and technical education that has really served right. Like, it's one thing to learn how to run a team, and it's one thing to actually be running a team and having that experience. I mean, I myself have worked with a lot of different personality types, and being able to learn how to decipher it is honestly probably the most difficult part when you're barely, learning that you have to communicate to different people in different forms and ways to get, your point across in the best way, and be the best person or leader you can to them as well. So learning how to communicate to others has honestly been, one of the biggest things I would say all of us have learned within this program. And, we're going to need that in any future environment.
Absolutely. It's the hardest thing. It is literally the hardest thing because there's no instruction manual for that, right? There's nothing that tells you how to read people and understand the best way to talk to them and communicate with them to get the most out of them and to love them well and be able to take care of those things. It's Leadership is one of those things that every industry, every company, every department, everybody needs more of. Um, that's that's a given. And so, it's one of those things that it doesn't matter what you're going into. If you can study leadership and learn what that looks like, you're going to be much further ahead in your career path and just in your life in general. It's it's essential to learn those leadership skills that can go on forever and ever and ever. Um, Let me ask you, what do you think makes a good leader?
Listening,
Okay.
listening. I feel learning when's the right time to speak and when's the right time to listen is one of
Mm.
the most important values of it. Sometimes when it comes to a team, you have to learn when to give the people their wins, even when sometimes they're not right. And being able to push on to actually make that correction is a thing. You have to learn sometimes also as well, when is it time to maybe give someone also the chance or to prioritize how this is affecting the whole team. I mean, I've currently, working with 42 people. You have to learn that sometimes, although some people may need the personal development in a certain position to talk to some people, I'm like, you have to understand, what exactly are you jeopardizing with that. And it's just learning all these different balances of what you're doing to really understand. It's a really big people thing. If you don't understand who you're working with, It's really hard to actually get to that end goal, because if they don't understand you or they don't want to listen to you, it's already going to be difficult enough to get that communication part to the other
Yeah,
side.
100% agree with you. And I think it's difficult because not everybody is built for leadership. There's people that are built, like everybody has the opportunity for influence, right? Um, but to be a leader and to be able to lead well is not something that everybody has the skill set to do. Would you agree?
I would agree. And I will say that one thing of being a leader is to make everybody else around you a leader too. I tell my class, like, if I'm not here, if I'm sick, if you guys can't run without me, I
Sure.
failed already. I haven't done my part. Because although you may be an essential part of a team, you should be building a team that's able to sustain themselves even when you're not around. Like, you've that's taught you that you've built the infrastructure necessary to have let them, where they're trying to reach. That you're just there to serve them as guidelines, but at the end of the day, they're the people actually getting
Yeah.
there. Like here with us, our infrastructure, normally when you have, like, the triangle of hierarchy, is you probably have a CEO at the top, you have our board of directors, and then you have the members of the technical staff. And here it's the other way around. It's an inverted triangle. We have the project manager at the bottom, we have our directors right above them, and all of our members of our technical staff on top, because without them there is no
Yep.
project. All we're there for is to support them in
Yep.
getting there. And that's where here we're at least based on servant leadership. I'm here to serve you guys in the best of my abilities to make sure that we as a team can actually make it to the end goal.
You have so many important things to say. Where are you learning these things? Are you learning them in your classes? Are you learning them through things that you're researching on your own? Are you learning those through sports that you've been in, your upbringing, your faith? Where do these lessons of leadership come from?
I would want to say, well, first of all, my faith. It's really learning how to serve others is the strongest way you can help someone. And you know, having that, growing up, it's honestly been one of the biggest things that's been with me. Same thing. As I also do my sports, I bring that along with me. I mean, I'm a very competitive
I
person
have
growing
no
up. I mean, I
doubt.
did softball the longest I can remember. But also bringing that, that faith mentality. We win as a team, we lose as a team. We have to work together as a team to make it there, and it's not just one person's whole to carry the team. We have to take accountability, and those lessons. You learn. I felt like I didn't get any of this from the textbook. It's all been through lived experiences, and I've failed probably more times than I've tried to actually succeed. But there's lessons along the way there, and that's a win on its
Yeah.
own.
There, that's the thing that's going to keep happening, right? We are broken sinful people that are going to keep falling down. That's just the reality of what it is. And worse than that, we're surrounded by other broken sinful people who will also keep falling down. And so what we have is a society of broken sinful people. And that idea of listening and forgiveness and understanding what people need and being able to serve them and walk alongside them and help them to get to where they need to be, it is the thing that brings success to the whole instead of just the individual.
Absolutely. And being able to also transmit that to other people. I mean, I will say that after we're all done within this classroom, we're going to have, I will say to all of you people who are watching, they're probably in businesses or companies, that you probably have future leaders within this classroom too. Although I may be the head in front of all of it, but these people are really prepared and they have heart for what they're doing. And they've learned all these different values as well, and we learn from one another. The best teacher or sometimes the peers
Yeah,
around us.
I love it. We're not done here, but I can tell you are going to be a person to watch for a long time because not only do you love the manufacturing side, but you're so passionate about the leadership side. And whether or not you stay in manufacturing, I mean, I hope so because we need bright young minds like yours. But just the way that you speak about leading is really really refreshing and encouraging in so many ways. How do you go about building up people? What does that look like for you? I mean, you said that you're always the project lead. That's where you like to be. So how did you get to that space where people recognize you as that and allow you in that space? What does that look like?
I would say one of the important part is the level of understanding, and then there's a balance to it. I mean, one thing that we start off sometimes. I mean, well, first of all, I'm out of the 42 people that we have. I would want to say six of us are girls. So
Mm,
sometimes some classmates can be a little stern. So I sometimes start off with I'm a person who's here to really help you guys, but I much value being respected and to be liked at the end of the day. Because if we're really trying to finish something, you know, being able to have your guys' respect and trust me to get you guys there, I value that more than maybe having a friendship with me. Because if we succeed, we all succeed together, whether you
mm.
liked me or not. But if you respected my decisions enough to get me there, then I feel like that's powerful on its own because not everybody's gonna like you.
Right?
That's the truth. Not everybody's gonna like you, and not everybody's gonna like the way you do things sometimes. But if they respect you enough, where they trust your decision, then you've already made it to
No,
a
I
good
love
point.
that. So let me ask you this question because you mentioned it. So you are one of six females in the program. What has that journey been like? Have you had people telling you like you're wasting your time? Have they been supportive of you? Do you get strange looks? What does that look like for you in this space?
It's been all of those. Honestly, it's been that's where the part where I came out like role model. It was really hard, well, first of all, to probably see any other female engineers
Mm,
in the field. And I've talked with my instructor for when he first started the program, probably like I want to say 30 years ago. It started from maybe two girls within the classroom to probably like now within both the companies
mm,
14. And although it's not a big number, it's still some sort of progress. And I mean, there has been a mix of people saying, maybe this isn't a field for you guys, maybe they won't respect your decisions. I mean, some people they like to see someone else in that sort of position of power. Or why do you think in a room full of boys they choose a lady to do this job? So sometimes you just, we learn as we go. And being respected by your peers or even your peers either pushing you or kind of putting you down to the side, you experience a little bit of all of that. I will say my biggest champion here has been my
mm.
instructor. I mean, I won't say he's old, but he's been around for a very long time. So he's seen, the rise of what it has been female engineers in his time. I mean, his wife herself, she was one of the very first people to have worked on the CAD modeling when CAD first ever came out. So, he's seen what it's been like in the journey of the engineering field from then to now.
Yeah. It's it's one of those things that makes me sad sometimes when I mean I have a lot of friends who are female in the industry, and when they tell me about the difficulty or the struggle that it's been for them to get to different places, it makes me sad. Like when we go to a conference or a trade show and it's all like gray-haired white people, white guys, not even white people, gray-haired white guys. It is like, where is everybody? Like, why are people not stepping into that space? Um, do you feel like it's a welcoming environment?
I feel like it depends
Okay.
where you go and who you head to. And I feel like it could be more welcoming. I mean, I have peers who have, instead of coming to engineering, although they kind of thought it was fascinating them, they'd rather go to biotechnology or something other related instead of engineering because, either first everybody tries to make it very intimidating or the people
Hmm.
aren't welcoming enough.
I don't get it. I don't get people. I just don't. I mean, I want to work with the most qualified, skilled, good human beings that I can. I don't care. I don't care what. I don't care what you look like. That's the reality. Unless, I mean, maybe some people are just jealous and they don't know what that looks like.
Mhm. Yeah. And one thing I will say that's gotten me through that is just knowing what I want to do and not minding what others kind of say about it. Because people are always going to talk, whether you hear it, whether you don't, whether you see it, or whether you're there or not for it. but it's going to happen. But as long as you know how to carry yourself through it, even if it's
Mhm.
difficult, because I won't say it's easy, even if it's difficult, learning that you're gonna get there, it's just the easiest way to push through all of that.
Difficult things are not bad things, right? I mean, difficulty, uh, it helps you to build character and persevere through those difficult moments and recognize who you are and what that looks like and what your strengths are and where your weaknesses are and who you can rely on. I mean, if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. It would just be boring, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like my upbringing really made me feel more, how would I say it, made me feel more appreciative of everything that I have around me. I mean, everything. I grew up in a not so wealthy area. We didn't have a lot of this technology. I mean, I still remember when a lot of things, or even like phones, laptops, were already
Mm.
out of reach. And being able to be at a school like this, safe as well, it's just very appreciative of the resources that's around you, even if it may be minimal, but still appreciate what's available to you in the first place.
That sense of gratitude will do wonders. I mean, when you don't think when you don't have a sense of entitlement, but the opposite, that sense of gratitude, then yeah, every opportunity that comes your way is an opportunity for success. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow and become better in all those ways.
Yeah, I mean, one thing to help you go through everything is your perspective. Your perspective could either bring you up or bring you down. And how you take on to see the wins, the fails, it's really how it's going to take an impact on you. If you see every single failure as a failure, then there's nothing more that can help you than that. But if you see every failure as a moment of opportunity, of betterment, then that's what will help you see, like, there's more to it than just it didn't
Yeah, it's
work
not the
out.
end of the world. I mean, stuff happens, right?
No.
Not everything is going to go exactly the way that we want it to go. That's just the reality. Stuff happens, and you have to regroup, look at what worked, what didn't work, and then move forward. It's life is like watching a football game. We have the benefit. Oh, it's are you in LA? So we
I
have
am
the
in LA.
Rams and the Bears this weekend. That's the big.
I'm a 49ers
Okay.
fan,
All
so
right.
we'll wait to see for
Well, we'll have
Saturday.
to wait for that then. Hopefully we get to that point where it's 49ers and the Bears. But, you know, I try to look at a lot of things like a football game or like a sports team where you have to look at the tape. You have to analyze what worked and what didn't work, and then you make adjustments and corrections. You don't just scrap the whole thing or quit, but you make those minor adjustments as you go along to improve your chances of finding success and winning. And like you said earlier, bringing everybody around you up, so that we can win as a team. So as you're in school, as you're learning all these things, what do you see as the future of manufacturing?
I feel like a lot of things have been advancing technologically, and I do feel like there's a lot of groundbreaking things that are going to come our way pretty soon. I will say that I do see a very big change on how some things may work. We're losing a lot of people interested in it.
Mm,
That's how I'm gonna say it. I mean, our programs here, for when I first started CNCing, here at the school itself, there's a lot less people wanting to even take the class, or even knowing what it is. I mean, when people think engineering, people think mechanical, people think aerospace, people think electrical. They don't see that there's also the machining side to all of that comes with all, the tolerances, the actual getting there with material from point A to point B. And I feel it's like the knowledge of that this field even exists out there.
yeah. Why do you feel that that is? Is it a lack of support in the education of what's available? Is it just people not understanding that, like, this highlighter has to be engineered and has to be figured out how to make it more streamlined, more green, more efficient, more appealing? Do you feel like there's just a lack of information where people don't know what the industry is and what it has to offer?
I think it's a mix of that, but I also will say, I mean, for schools or school districts or trade institutions, I mean, if it's just a school district, it's a lot to maintain a machine. It's a
Mm.
lot to even set it up, and there's a lot that goes to it. I mean, a machine could cost to a quarter a
Yeah, they're
million
not
or
cheap.
less, but they're not cheap. And there's also that point of funds. Learning things like that. Maybe partnering with neighboring machine shops, but you also don't want to take away their time from working as well. So there's other factors that go into it and considering having it in the first place. But I will say that information should not be withheld. It's very readily available for people who are looking for it, and that it would not hurt at all to actually put it out there for more students to know that within manufacturing, there's all sorts of different kinds of job for all sorts of different people too
Yeah.
within it, whether it's in business or analytical, whether it's within the programming side, actually getting the hands-on portion. I mean, there's a lot of different things you could do within the manufacturing field itself.
Absolutely. And just to hear you say that you've seen people just kind of lose interest in the idea of manufacturing as a whole makes me wonder why. You know, um, I think the machining classes are really cool. I never took one, but the school I went to didn't offer that program. But just the idea of being able to build things with your hands and um, do those things in a real tangible way to me is amazing.
One thing I like to emphasize, I've been helping teach a drafting class here at the school for this is the second year now. And people are like, these TDPs, these technical data packages, this is what they take to actually make the part when you're actually within a machine shop. So, it's very important to kind of teach them sometimes the foundation of like, hey, this is where everything kind of starts, and everything you see out there is the end product.
Yes. Yeah. So wait, now you're also teaching at the high school?
Oh, well, I help our instructor as a TA, but us previous students mostly do helping with the teaching and CADing for what it is drafting. So we do manual drafting. So we teach drafting by hand. We teach the dimensioning and tolerancing, and we also teach them how to use the Autodesk products. So it's like some phases. We teach
Yeah.
them from GD and T. Most kids don't learn that in high school, they in college, and we're teaching it in high school. We're actually teaching it to the freshman class. So it's just a lot of pretty cool things that go with it.
Going down to the base level and figuring out
Base
like
level.
how to actually draw the things and what that looks like and how to think critically and understand what that would look like from the side perspective, from the top perspective, from a cross view. Not relying on the computer to do all that stuff for you, right? But um, allowing your brain to be that to be the computer for you.
Yes, that's why we teach manual drafting first before they even get to touch the computers. That way they actually know like there's a reason why the line goes here. There's a reason why there's a dimension here. And then, while they're drawing it out, they get to see like, huh, so this is what I'm actually going to do on the computer, and everything starts to make sense because they're seeing it from a different perspective.
Yeah, I love that. Um, so, how do we change this? How do we change the narrative and the focus to where people don't understand manufacturing or they're not interested in manufacturing? How do we get the next generation, like the generation that's coming in behind you, to be interested in manufacturing?
I feel like giving them at least the first time of show of what it is, whether it is inviting them to see your shop, or I mean, for a lot of peers who now really do like manufacturing, it was West Tech. We went to West Tech a few years back, and
Yeah.
once they saw everything there, it was like this is great, like this is crazy great, and giving them that experience to actually see what it is up close is like it's either going to give them a yes or a no. It's either going to be like maybe a different part of engineering is the most for me, or manufacturing. I mean, like I actually know what it is now. I see what people are doing with it, and it gives them a better idea of wanting to join or not.
Yeah. Do you think that the technologies like additive manufacturing does that help get kids and that next generation excited about making with their hands?
Absolutely. I mean, I will say I'm looking towards a window. We have at least like five bamboo labs and other printers. I mean, behind me there's a Mark Forge, so a lot of additive manufacturing here and all over. And it's honestly, I feel like been one of the most hands-on things that a lot of people could get involved with earlier on to kind of show like these tangible products being made. I mean, there's been a lot of uprise of people getting 3D printers now. People actually getting into kind of the additive space, and I will say that it has been
Everybody okay over there?
yeah, it's a rally.
Oh, okay, good, good. A pep rally.
Yes, a pep rally.
Got to clarify nowadays.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of people have been getting into the additive space, and I feel like that's actually like a really good way to first teach different things. I mean, even just simple engineering projects. I mean, sometimes with one machine you could do so much and have so many different projects to just show what STEM is overall. And I do feel like additive manufacturing is a good way to get there.
Yeah, it's a very cool technology, and it's one that I know a lot of high school students that just have their own printers, and they're making their own toys or parts or things or widgets or whatever it is.
You have a
Just
pet
being
dragon.
Yeah, just being able to process what that looks like, how to put parts together to make something, and have a concept become a reality is amazing. I mean, it's something that people didn't have for what, the last 10 years we've been able to do those kinds of things. But before that, it was like,
Yeah,
if the stores didn't make it, you can, I mean, you
didn't
can
have
cut it
it.
out of cardboard, but that's kind of going to be a sucky toy. But you can do it, you can try. But now it's like you can just make whatever it is that you want.
And I feel like first of all, like the commercial use of 3D printers, but I also feel like in the engineering side, I mean, it's helped a lot for prototypes and things like that without wasting a lot more money on actually getting the different materials of it. You can use the plastic itself to actually test if your thing will actually be compatible. Is it under the right tolerances to do so? It's a good way to visualize it before spending so much on probably 100 different prototypes to show to some sort of client, and it's all made out of metal and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it's those things that people to take consideration. Like for us, we built five different prototypes using the 3D printers. So it's those tools that are easy for access, and also for people who just want to start their own projects, a good way to start off.
Yeah. So you mentioned robotics. You're involved in robotics.
Well, I was for the last 3 years, but
Okay.
I left for leadership shows.
Okay. uh that's something that's always been fascinating to me. I've never got into the robotics side of things. Were you guys doing robotics competitions?
Yeah, we were doing first robotics.
Okay.
So I'm sure a lot of people, well, sometimes people on LinkedIn post, but it's the big international robotics competitions that it starts regionally. So whether in your SoCal area, and the robots about, I want to say, less than 5 feet. Sometimes there are kit parts. Sometimes, like in our case, everything was machined. So I was part of the assembly machinist division to help put it together, and it's really crazy. I mean, one of the things I really loved about it is like we all start as a group. They give us the challenge, they give us the game, we talk about it, and then all of a sudden we're making the plans to actually come together and
Hmm.
build the robot. And once we see it on the field, it's like, we did that. We actually made that happen. And always thought about it as the PG version of BattleBots to make it
Okay,
look.
that's what I was going to ask. Are the robots fighting each other?
No, they're not. They're competing against each other. So yeah, they can't fight each other. If it kills another robot, it's like a big penalty.
Ah, okay. Well, that's fair. I mean, that's kind of how it is in life. If you kill your competition, there's kind of a big penalty there.
Yeah.
So
But
what
yeah, it's
what they
another.
would do is they would give you an assignment. They would give everybody an assignment, and then it's up to you to build a solution that's going to work best. Is that what that is?
Yeah, so they do the game reveal around, well, they already did it December, January time. So beginning to the new year, they reveal it. It's all through a live stream to all the different teams around the world. And then, well, what's going to happen is that the teams would probably have some kickoff day to discuss as a team, what are the problems here, and what do we need to actually do to compete within the game. And from
Okay.
there, that's where all the brainstorming starts.
That's awesome. That sounds like so much fun. My daughter, she's a junior here. Her freshman year, she was in a class that was what was it? Engineering and woodwork. I think, or geometry in woodwork is what it was. So that you, as you were learning geometry, you were putting uh, those lessons into practice and building things that the school needed in and around the school. You know, yeah, she enjoyed it. Besides having to work with certain people that didn't get it,
Um,
and in a classroom environment, in a team environment, you're always going to have some people that don't do as much as other people and don't get it and make life difficult.
always, always, always. And it's sometimes the thing that kind of takes when you're in an environment where you really love to do something, and if everybody else is not spreading the same energy, and honestly, it comes to the point where it becomes too much, and it's not as enjoyable. And it's not because you don't love it; it's just that the environment you're in isn't
Yeah,
the best suitable for it.
that was unfortunately a lot of what her situation was. She really liked it. She liked working with the power tools. She liked doing all those things. But the class, since it was the first year, it was like a pilot program for the class. It became difficult for to know what was going to happen next. And I hope that program continues, because I think it's got a lot of potential, and I think it could be really, really good for kids to understand what it is to actually make things. To like, things don't
Yeah.
just exist out of nowhere.
No, no. And sometimes I feel like some people forget that once you think of something, it actually has to be made. And that's
Yes,
where manufacturing is. And sometimes they kind of forget that we're kind of part of the process, like a big part of the process.
huge part of the process. I mean, it's one thing to be able to think it; it's another thing to be able to make it. And it's one of those things that people forget about. Um, one of the things that I'm always reminded of is that God was the first manufacturer, right? There was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. Like, you couldn't even use resources to make a thing. There was nothing. And then God created all the things. Like, he is the very first manufacturer, and we get to manufacture things because he manufactured things. And so when we look at, like, where does this pen come from? How is this pen here? A pen is a really simple thing, but somebody had to think it up. Somebody had to create it. Somebody had to design it. Somebody had to engineer it. Somebody had to walk through that thing. The pen doesn't just exist, right? Just like we don't just exist. We had to be created and thought of and made uh, to a blueprint, to a design. And so manufacturing, for me, always reminds me that God is there, and God is real, and God exists. Um, and he creates things in his order, in his way. And just like anything else, you can misuse something that was created for one purpose, uh, and not understand the purpose. And God doesn't do that. So I love manufacturing for that reason, that I see God at work in manufacturing in all ways.
Oh, and that's very true. I mean, being able to understand that is also another way you could see what the field is. I mean, that's what I feel. The reason some people join this field is for the perspective they see it, and it's something that it draws to them, and that's the case for me and you. We're really drawn into this field, and it's kind of kept us there.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. And I love all the passion that you have. It's really, really encouraging, to me, and hopefully to other people that watch this, to see the energy and the enthusiasm that you have for manufacturing as a whole. I don't want to keep you too long. Do you want to play 5 questions with me?
Sure, let's play 5 questions.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. Is this one going to work? Let's see. Hey, that's the wrong one. I got a couple different songs here. We'll play one of them. Hold on. Well, that means you won. There we go. There's some music for us. All right. Question number 1. If you could make one rule that everyone in the world had to follow, what would that rule be?
Well, that's hard. Be respectful to one another.
Be respectful to one another. I like that. If people would just do that thing, how much better would the world be, right?
A whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Question number 2. What is the one thing that you're superstitious about? Or like, this has to happen in order for this to happen. Like, for me, I always have to put my right shoe on before I put my left shoe on. I don't necessarily know why. It's just, I'm a little crazy?
It's the way I make my coffee.
The way you make your coffee. How do you make your coffee?
If I put the sugar in after I put the milk, it does not taste the same.
Okay. All right. Now, have you done a blind taste test to see if that's true?
I have, and I still can't. I feel like it just doesn't dissolve the same way. Maybe it's probably still my idea, but I still taste the difference when I put the sugar in after the milk.
But the engineer in you has done the testing to figure out if that is real or just in your head.
Yes, I had to. I mean, everybody says like there's no possible way it's the same thing over and over. I'm like, no, it's not. Like it doesn't dissolve the same way.
Yeah.
It probably
No.
does.
Although, chemical composition, it's chemistry at that point, right? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe the milk makes the drink thicker and it doesn't absorb the sugar properly. I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Maybe.
Could be. All right. Question number 3. If you swapped genders for the day, how would you spend your time?
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, I'm always curious what was the difference between the strength. Like, what can I do? Like, what can I go do? How fast can I run? Like, how far can I go? That'd be my thing.
Yeah. If you had like that different bone structure or muscle mass or what that looked like.
Absolutely.
I love that. And again, here you are saying, I want to do an experiment. I want to see what the difference is. I mean, you just have that engineer mind with that you can't shut it off. It's great. Question number 4. If animals could talk, what would be the rudest and why?
Oh, that's kind of hard. I feel cats. I feel like cats are kind of sly. Maybe that's why they're not at your house most of the time. They kind of just like want to leave and then they come back whenever they feel like it.
That is honestly the number one answer that we get on the show is cats. I don't know why people have cats, because apparently most people think that they're rude. So it makes no sense to me why you'd invite that thing into your house, but they do. They do. Do you have cats? Do you have pets?
No, but the neighbors do, and they poo all over our yard.
See, they're
Probably
awful.
don't like us.
They're awful. They have cats, and the cats.
Yeah,
dump
they
in
have
your
like
yard?
5 cats,
Oh, that's too
and they
many.
jump in our yard.
That's 5 cats too many.
5 cats too many.
Stupid cats. They don't even like the cats, so that's why they keep them outside. All right, last question for you. This one can also be an experiment, but you might get in trouble for it. How many kindergarten kids could you take in a fight before you were outnumbered?
Okay, so this might be out of my own perspective, but I'm like barely 5 feet, and some of these kindergarteners are fed like some different kind of food these days, and some of them are like just right there. So it would depend the kind of breed of kindergarteners, because some of them are just way too tall and they're not supposed to be that tall. I
Yeah,
would say like that. I would say like maybe 15 if I had like candy or something.
15. That's a good number. That's a good number. That's not, I was afraid that, or I thought that you were going to go like much lower than that, considering the stipulations you were putting there, that like some of the kindergartners can be really big and that could be a little bit scary, but 15 is a good number. And I think if you get one, right, if you just knock one out, the other ones are going
The
to be a
rest
little
were
bit
like,
scared.
fall back,
Yeah,
fall back, fall back.
yeah. And you might be able to use them as a weapon. You could swing them around a little bit and take some other ones out. But I think 15 is a solid number. That's a good guess right there. All right. Well, thank you for playing 5 questions with us. It's a stupid little fun thing to do, but it's fun. I enjoy it. If you have been with us and on the show, we are live. If you have any questions or thoughts or comments that you would like to give to myself or Natalie, please don't ever hesitate to do that. Natalie, is there anything else that you would like to discuss or have people know before I let you go back to your daily routine?
I would like to say that whatever you guys are doing in industry, just keep doing it, because a lot more people are going to want to come eventually. And if it won't be for one reason or another, I'll make sure more do.
I love that you're the driving force. When you are at MD&M West, I know I asked you this, you're walking the show and just meeting people?
We're trying to see, because apparently there I was having some issues even going to the event in the first place.
Mm.
So let's start with the badge and everything. So first I'll have to see if they could get that sorted out for me. But I will be going at least one of those days.
Well, all you have to do is register and you get yourself your free entry with your coupon code NBT26. And so there's no reason not to go after that.
Well, I
Just
mean, I am registered.
Oh, okay.
It's just some policy issue. I mean,
Oh, the policies. I hate policies. They're no fun. They're no fun. Well, I am going to be over at the News and Brews crew. It's downstairs. I'm actually, if you're okay with it, I'm going to share your information with the producers of that little segment. And if you're around one of those days, I'm sure they would love to tell your story, and maybe set up an interview with you to talk about why manufacturing means so much to you, and what your goals and aspirations are going forward. I mean, it's a fascinating story. I'm telling you, you don't see a lot of people, students your age, who are this dedicated and committed and already putting themselves out there in the industry and meeting the right people and wanting to do more. So thank you for doing that and being a motivator for change. It's amazing.
absolutely. And, one thing I can say for sure is that I won't stop doing that. I mean, there's so much still left to do. I mean, I'm just started. So, so much more ahead.
Yeah, no, I love that. So one of the things that we do that's slightly different on this show is we pray at the end of it. So do you have any prayer requests that I can add for you?
For all the people that are here watching us, and may they have like a really great, safe rest of your day.
All right. Let's pray, and then I will let you go. Heavenly Father, thank you for today. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this technology that you've given us, that we could talk and communicate across the country and really across the world. God, we know that you are the first creator, that you make all things and all things work together for the good of those who love you and for your glory and for your purposes. And so we just pray that the people who are listening to this and will listen to this, that they would be blessed. And more than anything, that they would come to know you, that they would give their life to you, that they would have a call on their lives to serve you and know you. And yeah. Thank you for this opportunity to meet Natalie and hear her story and what you're doing in her life. We love you. We praise you. And it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Natalie, thank you for all that you're doing. I really do appreciate your time and how responsive you were. If I was a gambling man, I would put money on you in Vegas right now that you are going to be wildly successful in whatever it is that you do, because of the person that I can already tell you are. So thank you for what you're doing, for inspiring the next generation of youth, for inspiring the next generation of females in the industry, and for not backing down and just being bold in who you are and your confidence, and leading others well. I have a lot of humility talking to you and what you're accomplishing, and I think it's I can't wait to see what you do next. So thank you.
Well, absolutely. And I mean, I'll be sharing more of my journey on LinkedIn. So for all of you people who are watching, and for you yourself, I mean, you can follow along to see all the things I have in store for this year and everything moving on forward.
Yep, I love it. All right, have a great day, and I hope we'll see you at MD&M West. I'm going to send you a message, and like I said, I'm going to pass your information on.
Absolutely. Thank you. And may you have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Natalie. Bye.
Bye.
That is Natalie Macias. And I'm going to say it. For all those people that think that this next generation is slackers, or they don't have the work ethic, or whatever that looks like, it's not the generation. It's the individual person. Right. There are some amazing people out there that want to work, and they want to do hard things, and they want to do good things, and they want to do big things. Natalie is one of those people. They are out there, right? We just have to continue to push them forward and to motivate them and encourage them and get them to want to be part of what we're doing and what this industry is as manufacturing. So go out and tell the story, right? We have to evangelize for what it is that we're doing. Nobody's telling the story for us. So we have to continue to tell the story. So if you are a manufacturer and you want to tell your story, let us know. I want to help you. I want to help you tell your story because it's really, really important to be able to do that. So, if you want to be part of the show, I want to have you be part of the show. That is a goal for me, to continue to grow this show and get more and more and more people talking about what manufacturing is. So if you'd like to be part of the show, send me an email to tony@alliancelasersales.com, and we will make sure to get you connected and get you the right paperwork and get you out and on the show. And tell your story about what you are actually doing in the manufacturing space. It's important. People have to know. People have to know what it is that we're doing, that we're making things, that we're making a difference. All of that stuff really, really matters. And if you need to see it firsthand, come join us at MD&M West. MD&M West, February 3rd through the 5th in Anaheim, California. Put that coupon code in, NBT26. And if you're going to Anaheim, if you're going to MD&M West, if you are involved in manufacturing and plastics and rubber and all of those things, there is an awesome event that's taking place Wednesday night in Anaheim. It is a bowling event for our friends at iWarriors. iWarriors is an organization that gives iPads to combat wounded veterans. We are having a bowling night, a charity bowling night. It's going to be amazing. MR Mold is hosting that. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you want that information, I will put it in the comments below, and you can go check them out, or just look up MR Mold on LinkedIn. It's going to be a lot of fun to be there and do those things. So again, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening, for being part of the show. I want to thank Natalie for her agreeing to be our first guest of 2026. We have a lot of guests coming up in the near future, and I can't wait to do this all again next week and every week after. We are back. The Manufacturing Alliance podcast is back, and we are going to keep coming back week after week after week. So on behalf of myself, Natalie, Alliance Specialties and Alliance Laser Sales, thank you for watching and listening. Take care, and God bless.